Weird science
is the revolution.
I hope you like this one a little more than me.
Do you?
Batman and Robin, number 10.
Let me close my eyes.
Wait. It is Joshua Williamson writing. You got Nicolas Sizmazija on art, but also Simone Di Meo. We have the double shot there. Double shot of trouble. Didn't know what was going on half the time. We got Rex Locust and oh my God, Giovanna Nero. And also, God, and no letter mentioned. I'm having problems here. I'm looking at the stats here. No letter.
That's why I do it ahead of time.
Man, I mean, really, I should only have to look at the stats here. It should be in there, but according to them, no letters in this. So we go into this book, and we have had
not much of a story either. So why do you need a letter?
Yeah, I mean, really, maybe they should have had less letters, or maybe more would have been. But the idea of this book, I know that Joshua Williamson, he ended up, and I'll start out how I say it every time we talk about this book. He had the Robin series that me and you enjoyed. Don't tell me that the story was any good. You had the Lazarus tournament that changed rules, didn't make sense, but we liked the character work. We liked the characters, including Flatline.
Love what he did with Damien.
And, Double XL. We had them all there. Even Connor was really good in that. Damien was great. But the actual story, the story was just like a delivery system for character
Mortal
work.
Kombat.
And didn't do much. Then led into Lazarus Planet in a weird way. All this stuff. So when you get to this book, it started out during the Gotham War. It didn't make sense, but yet instead of neglected, it's not really going to make sense with him and the brownstone, this sort of thing. So, but he mentioned it. It made less sense. Then you have a story that involves a doctor doing gene splicing, where you have the terrible trio who are now actual animals. That kind of gets pushed aside and felt weird for Beast World and Killer Croc. So then you end up having Shush show up. They're teaming up together, and now all of a sudden it's all been just this ultimate version of Man-Bat, who they say is yet another personality not needed. And then
it seems like the idea was we had the Man-Bat personality and we had the Kirk Langstrom personality. And now with the idea that Kirk Langstrom has completely been suppressed, this is the ultimate version of Man-Bat, but they are saying it is a third and completely new personality.
Why do you need a third one? What you have here would just be I finally got rid of that weakling.
The pure Man-Bat.
Yeah, Kurt, and I could be my full self. I don't have any remnants of Kurt in there. Boom. But no, Batman says it's a third personality. That's and really, if you're going to do it, maybe it's Joshua Williamson. Like, I need to get credit for this character, so it'll be where you get driven nuts. That now it's the
ultimate
third
Man-Bat.
personal ultimate Man-Bat
created by Joshua Williamson.
Ridiculous. So in this, though, the gradual and Joshua Williamson does this in a lot of things he ends up doing. You have the setup. It gets a little shady. Then it devolves into something else that is totally not what you had before to become something crazy like I'm going to take over Gotham City because I'm the pure Man-Bat and we're
with
mad
my
because
cult
Batman.
Of Man-Bats.
Yeah, cult of Man-Bats. Who's joining that? Also was poisoning him but wasn't. And then you have Batman who he's mad at because, you took our symbol.
Bitch, I was here before you.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on in this? Now, in the meantime, the stuff that we would have enjoyed, usually if it was played out right, is Damien going to school. That wasn't as fun as it should have been. And also, I just mentioned right here, Batman is the biggest dummy in this book. This should be called Robin and Idiot. I think, I don't even know, Dumbass.
Robin and Idiot.
Robin and Dumbass. It's the new non-dynamic duo, Dumbass Duo, because he doesn't get anything. For the longest time, he was right, but for the longest time, Shush, I think that's to do with Hush. No, it isn't. I think it's Hush. No, it isn't. I think it's Hush. Oh, it's Hush. Only because you have to do that, but we got that.
World's greatest detective, Jim.
What gets solved and not solved in this issue is a joke. It's hand waves and sent nothing is really resolved in a way that I can say, oh, I get it. That serum did this, and this, and they did this. Oh, yeah, you know what happens with these bats flying around that they're going to poison the well? Oh, nothing makes sense. It just ends to end.
Let's break this down. Man-Bat is escaping Batman and Robin's, pursuit. He intends on using the bats of Gotham as a delivery system for his genetically spliced serum to make everybody into Man-Bats, to make a city of Man-Bats. Batman believes that, like he saw before when that cult of Man-Bat tried to take the formula, that it just killed him, that this will kill everybody. So what Man-Bat's going to do is technically kill everybody in Gotham once the bats swarm and start biting everybody. But what we do instead, because Shush is like, you help me there, Flatline. Here, take this gun that somehow I had on my person and get it to Batman and Robin because it'll help them. This is the gun that shoots the pheromone the Batman was shot with in the beginning of the series.
It's spelled out, but we figure that's the deal.
Yeah, but the pheromone that attracts the bats to you. He grabs his gun, shoots Man-Bat in the face with it to where all his bats swarm him and start biting him. Oh my God, what's that going to do to Man-Bat? Is it going to hurt him? No, I think it's going to do something different. And somehow, in the idea, with one of the two concepts, either the serum changes people into Man-Bats or it kills them, the serum then changes the ultimate Man-Bat back into Kirk Langstrom.
Yeah.
How does that work?
And it does that, but then the bats just kind of dissipate away from the bite.
No, because
the million bites, they end up, they're going to try to save them. But even then, I'm saying they should still be swarming Kurt and eating them or whatever it would be. That just kind of goes.
They're biting Kurt. They're biting Ultimate Man-Bat. He changes back into Kirk Langstrom, and Damian this entire time saying, look, the bats, they're innocent victims here, Daddy-O. We can't be hurting the bats. So, what we got to do is we got to find a Mr. Freeze gun. We're going to blast Mr. Freeze ice all up in the air. Happening? Somehow it gets all the bats right there, and they're frozen solid, but they're still okay somehow.
Yeah, and this is the thing, too. At the beginning...
You did it, son.
The bats are all attacking. Every bat in Gotham, there's so many, and they're attacking, and Damian's like, oh, I could freeze them right now and stop it. But no, because then they'd fall from the sky and then they'd shatter and die. Here's the thing. If I'm out in my backyard and we have our dog Mia, and Mia's having problems, and I'm like, I'm going to save her by freezing her completely, I don't think I'm saving her. This isn't, Walt Disney or Ted Williams. You don't freeze them and then thaw them out later. This would kill these bats, but yet you have to point out, you didn't even have to point out, oh, they're innocent victims. We can't do that. Oh, come on now. And when this is going on, just that idea of the progression of Man-Bat talking shit. He goes away and says, my cult of the Man-Bat will get you. We have a couple little panels of a foot, 2 fists, and a foot. And then it's Batman and Robin saying, looks like we took care of them. Yeah, got him. Got him. In that point, though, right before that...
That's the last of them.
It's so bad. Right before that, or even after, it's like, okay, we beat up the Cult of Man-Bat. Then Batman's like, oh my God, I remember we talked about this idea of him being poisoned if he wasn't or whatever. Now out of nowhere, it's like, I think that he gave me a truth serum and it's making me kind of queasy. And Robin's like, we got to get help for you. They never really do. Batman goes off to chase down Man-Bat. I mean, that's just left behind because I think, again, Joshua Williamson has to explain why Batman was acting like he was last issue if now he can beat up a Cult of Man-Bat and then go after him.
They weren't exactly fighters.
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like this idea, because Batman was captured and had to be, saved. But now he's like...
What I want to know is, because he's like, whatever Langstrom injected Dr. Kafiro with, he also put into me. It was some kind of truth serum. He interrogated me about my own studies in the bats of Gotham. Like, what'd you tell him, buddy?
Yeah, I love this idea. Kurt Langstrom gives the Batman a truth serum. And he's like, oh, and Batman's trying to fight it. He's like, oh my God, now that Serenar's out of my head, what is going to go on? I can't do it. Oh my God. And he's like, he's going to ask me my identity. He's going to have to know the Bat family. And he's like, hey, you know anything about bat flight patterns? Like, do you know anything about the physiology of a vampire bat? Batman's like, what? Like, the idea because I'm the Batman, you're going to quiz
What's
him
your favorite
about bats?
Batman? Dracula.
No, he's like,
another dose.
It's funny. He's like, what's your favorite bat? Well, I really did like the one Ricky Henderson used, like in the 91 season.
Louisville Slugger.
Yeah, it's a Louisville Slugger. What are you doing? I love that that's what he asked. And again, I think it's Joshua Williamson because he says truth serum. Now just, oh my God, does Man-Bat know the identity? Does he know? Oh, no. He asked him about bats and what a toxic bite could do. What? Like, this is, it's so bad. So he goes off he says, I'm going to go chase down Man-Bat. You go figure out what's going on. You try to save these bats. You end up where Shush, who is her teacher persona and her cat sweater, right? It being like, now she was out of school. Now she's being led to a hospital. She has a gun on her possession. Not that it is a gun with bullets and stuff, but still a gun. Says, here you go. And it seems like Joshua Williamson thinks the big reveal would be to see it's a gun. Yeah, I don't know. A prison wallet? She gives it to Flatline.
Who instantly drops it and says gross, right?
You saw this and you ended up like, yeah, really, it stinks. You're like, well, what is this like brown film on it? She's like, I had chili last night. Jim made a song about it. So you end up, what Prison Wallet would be a good song. Like this gun, but you don't want to reveal it's a gun, even though that would tell us nothing. I wouldn't know what was going on. So in the meantime, Man-Bat's talking so much shit. And I did it. I am the king of all bats. I'm going to take you down. To only then grab Batman and to have all of a sudden the gun show up and Batman shoots him in the face. That's it. Like, it's so nothing.
Because Man-Bat's monologuing now that he thinks he's in the clear, like, I will be saving Gotham, and Batman swoops down, by killing them? Pretender, you dare to. But the whole thing is, when Damian gets back and throws the gun to his daddy-o here, and Batman shoots Man-Bat in the face with it, he would then possibly think he just murdered Man-Bat because all he keeps saying is that Man-Bat's going to kill everybody with what's in the bats, but for some reason he knows it's going to do something different.
And he's like right there too. That explosion of, I love too. It's like Damian throws it. Maybe Batman recognizes it. I don't know because they wouldn't have seen it before. But the idea, Damian says, "Father, it holds gas pellets, not bullets."
Honestly, at that point in time, he's being strangled by the Man-Bat. Whatever gas is in there, I'm okay with it.
It's like so weird that I do think that he would be thinking. The idea that it's not bullets, it's gas pellets, does not change the idea, even if you did know, that you probably are going to be killing Man-Bat and Kirk Langstrom.
Nope, just Man-Bat. Kirk Langstrom's fine.
All that does is make all the bats horny to go and hump the legs. And
time for a cold shower.
And this is like every bat in Batman is coming to hump the leg of Man-Bat who says, "Oh no, you turned them against me." Why are we getting... This is just as bad as having in any other book. Why do we keep having, "Oh, I knew the frequency of this. Oh, I knew..." It's all just thrown in here. It's driving me nuts, especially in Batman books that are supposed to be more clever. This is the world's greatest detective. Again, Batman did nothing here. Batman went and was getting choked out by the ultimate Man-Bat and needed Flatline and Damian in the worst relay race going on that seemed to take forever to throw him a gun. He didn't solve anything himself. He doesn't even know when all these bats, and then Damian shows up and says, "Oh no, what will happen, Daddy-O? Will this kill the Man-Bat?" And the actual answer from the world's greatest detective is no. I think they will have a different effect, as if he knows. But how would he know? And
you
why?
Just said it's going to kill everybody. What are you talking about?
Why do you get the idea that a serum that would turn everybody in Gotham, into bats, but would probably kill them because they can't take it, even though that wasn't played out well before, will then be injected into an ultimate Man-Bat to then make it a Kirk Langstrom who has no problems at all. Like, he has a weird outfit, but he ends up like he's fine. Nothing, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to have to grab you." And the big play is this third personality. And then Damian's like, "Oh, now that all the bats are gathered, I can now freeze them and we'll fix them." Just imagine you're there at a lab. You went to scientician school. You're there. And at this point, they come in and okay, we have 8 freaking box trucks of frozen bats. We want you to thaw them out and cure them. I'm saying okay, and I'm opening up the biggest furnace I have and throwing them in and telling everybody they're fine.
Gonna ruin the ecosystem of Gotham.
They're already dead. I'm being nice. I'd say to this little boy, "Okay, little boy, no, you didn't hurt them freezing them. They're fine." Right in the furnace. And then maybe you can find some other bats along the way. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. But again, to tie it up then, you have these killer bats that you're now going to freeze and cure and just do it. And nothing is. So then, from there, I mean, the shit show does not end there. So then they go, and this is the thing. With Mistress Harsh, my biggest problem, you had a point, that she really wasn't doing anything that I think would be criminal until she pulled the gun.
She was making bullies.
Even then, I think you could get, I never would see that as being a thing. As they're taking her away, and then you have Cameron Chase, "Take her, get her, boys!" And they're loading him up and says, Chase will take her in and see what kind of scam she was running here. She wasn't really running a scam as far as we know. That is just a generic thing of, we don't talk about the gun or whatever.
Hey, she was a hell of a coach.
Yeah, and they said the school was going pretty well. There were a couple of bullies. Yep. But then they're like, well, then to play out that little did we know that not only was she just kind of helping, she's made the soccer team into deadly assassins. We got to keep an eye on these guys. They're deadly. Some of the deadliest we've ever had. I'm like,
they're not that great.
No. Are they going to be like a soccer-based team thing? I think they're probably going to come back for revenge. We talked about Nate Dogg in the Green Lantern book. Like, I can see the soccer
Damian
team.
still has to go back to school.
Yeah, and also, I guess the championship is done. Like, what do you do with the kids, though? They say she trained them as assassins. They're going in for questioning, but then they go back to school the next day. They're deadly assassin bullies. Maybe they'll win the state championship with that.
Hopefully.
They got the eye on the prize. Really. But now the school doesn't have a principal or another teacher because
somebody's going to stand up and do something here. Come on.
You would have hoped that it wouldn't have made any sense, but then
Shush man,
could have
be
been
a crazy Joe, but who's going to become Batman?
And Shush definitely should have been the librarian because she'd always be telling people to be quiet. That would have been crazy there. But in that, I'm telling you, I want to have Mistress Harsh just screaming out, "You have no charges. Like, there's nothing will stick here. I will be back tomorrow."
Hey, Shay's gonna yell. She pulled a gun on me.
But again, I don't know if I guess maybe Batman probably films everything. But the thing
Batman
is,
might, but he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. So no, it's nothing.
And Damian wasn't in costume.
Damian and Flatline. Yeah, I mean the idea of this would be, we looked into our. I love the idea that all of a sudden the school board gathers. Like, wait. What happened? Was she making an assassin team out of the soccer team? No. That's not what we're mad at. We kind of didn't look at her resume. She was training assassins for the League of Shadows. That isn't what we want as a principal. And some people are like, I don't know. She was getting shit done,
at this point, the idea is Batman called in Cameron Chase. They didn't really need to charge her to keep her for the DO.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's my point with the kids, too. I think they disappear as well.
They're just getting questioned. They're fine. They're going back to school, being pissed.
Bat Guantanamo Bay. They take them. This is a fucking thing. Just throw them in that Amanda Waller prison and Gamora. Never see her again. I do like the idea, though, again, Damian was like begging Batman about. Batman couldn't figure anything out in this book. He didn't figure anything out. Robin, he was right. But all of this going on, Batman is
50-50.
He's a dummy. He is a dummy. And then Flatline comes in, and this is, the big, let's tie everything up here. And she's like, hey, thanks about my sister. I got to go see if there's unfinished business.
I have to see if there's unfinished business. She's leaving Gotham. The only reason that she's really here, because the sister became a thing that she used as an excuse to be here, but she has the ghost of Ra's al Ghul haunting her. She came here specifically to tell David, hey, I got your granddaddy in my brain, but she's leaving now and doesn't do anything. Ra's is all like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm not telling you.
If Joshua Williamson had any sort of, in this book at least, because we're liking a lot of the Superman stuff, but in this book he has such a heavy hand of things. You would have been able to do. This whole book has been about Damian and Bruce coming together, not just as a dynamic duo, but as father and son. One of the things that you could have had Flatline see is, oh my God, they're actually kind of coming together. They're really good together, and thinking Ra's would kind of.
You don't need you, Ra's al Ghost.
You know what I mean? That way, all of a sudden, Ra's, that's the other side, and maybe she could think that, even if she's right or wrong. But you don't set anything up. It's just Flatline. Just randomly deciding that the most important thing, and something Damian would really want to know, she's not going to tell him right now, but then she does something that fucking is awesome, where she calls him Ra's al Ghost. I love that so much.
I got to write a song about being haunted in the brain by Ra's al Ghul.
When she says, it's not time, I can't just burden him with you, Ra's al Ghost. I love that. Me too. You know that Ra's, that drives him nuts, that proper names here. But then and now he's of the mind of the soap opera.
Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure we saw him alive previously.
And now the big thing was Lazarus Planet was when she ended up having this vision, and it's just been him kind of following around since then. So it's been wacky. And it was something that they never explained.
He was standing there physically.
Yeah, no, it's always been, as far as I know, it's always been Flatline. It's always this ghost vision. And at one point we were debating if it was of the mind, and maybe she was a little crazy, but now it looks flat out ghost. But all of that then, and then you're like, okay, and even then she's like, I gotta go see, even if she said to him, oh man, Lord Death, that was something different of, I gotta go see if my sister has some unfinished business. That sister shit was bullshit. We love Flatline. You didn't need to add that. So she's going off, and then you have, Bruce there, and hey there, buddy, what's going on? And then it has to announce that another thing happened. Oh my God, shush, she disappeared. she walked off. She ended up leaving the hospital. I'm like, you did nothing. But they end up going to the rooftops for a sexy dinner. I told you this.
Again, I don't know why you want to say that about father and son.
The rooftops, Batman, and it's a candlelight dinner. and or breakfast, and they're going to have it. And then you do have Josh Williamson. He's not quite the Bendis, who had no clue that Damian was a vegetarian, and he's chomping on burgers at one point. He says, I'm not as good as Alfred, but I'm learning. And that's really nice. The idea that he learned to do some vegetarian. Yeah, it's all very
nice until you say your things.
No, I'm saying it just felt weird. He's like, well, actually,
they're appreciating the night as Bruce and Damian, not Batman and Robin.
They're going to watch the sunrise like lovers do.
Oh, my God. What's wrong with you?
You end up there, and I'd love it if they go and he says to him before you see the table, like, listen, I know you're vegetarian. I kind of don't like it. I think it's supposed to. This is Batman saying it, right? Eric, I kind of don't eat meat. But you end up where he says, kind of. I tried to work with this. I know I'm no Alfred, but here you go. It's like 2 carrots and some peas. That's all he's got, right? Or he has a burger, and he's like, it's an Impossible Burger. And Damien's like, I don't eat that fake stuff either. And I'm like, you're better than me, Damien. Way better than me. But yeah, they're going to be father and son here. Watch the sunrise as sexy lovers. And then all of a sudden Goliath shows up. And again, in a Joshua Williamson book, how many times are you going to have an issue? I said shrugs to hugs. He didn't explain shit about anything that had happened. You just have random statements of, I think it'll do something different to Kurt Langstrom. We're going to cure the bats. And then Goliath comes, there's the hug. And each time I've said, it gets smaller and smaller panel. You barely even see when they're hugging, because you want to get the size of it.
And Goliath is cool. And the
Goliath
biggest thing in my mind,
in this book is a nothing to show up like this, but it sets up something cool.
It does set up thing, because Goliath is here because apparently he went off with Maya, who was known as Nobody, previously the granddaughter of Henri Ducard, the daughter of Morgan Ducard.
Batman's there as exposition. You mean Henri Ducard?
but Maya was a great addition to what Robin's gang previously, a good friend for him. Apparently she's been off, which is the weirdest part. I like seeing her. I like having Nobody back, but we have been so far removed from A-Day at Arkham Asylum that it seems like she's been on the case ever since A-Day, because Damian has to find out if Bane is still alive. Like, I thought we all knew that Bane was still alive at this point, and apparently, and I have found his ass on Dinosaur Island. I'm like, fuck me, now we gotta go to Dinosaur Island. I hate Dinosaur Island.
Batman, you would think, would have a chip in this game as well. He didn't figure shit out.
The guy who killed Alfred,
and again, he's like, what? Well, who are you looking like? This Batman knows nothing. He is always surprised. Somebody's always handing him something to fix a problem instead of him doing that. And I get
when Jim Gordon was on the case during the Joker series, you don't think the old Jimmy boy told him that, hey, Bane's still alive?
Yeah, all of that. I don't get it. And it's Maya, just as a, nice little callback, but that Maya's on the case to find Bane, and Batman's doing nothing. And then it's Dinosaur Island. And I wanted them to go off with Maya and Goliath, but I don't even know if they'll be involved. I hope at least Goliath is involved on Dinosaur Island. But then we go off and see Bane sit. I don't know why you're sitting in there in the mouth of a dead T-Rex. It seems very odd.
If I kill a T-Rex with my bare hands, I might sit in the mouth just to say, this is what I did.
That other T-Rex behind him, that's the T-Rex's lover. They just had a candlelight dinner on a rooftop, and now it's pissed. I wouldn't do that, Eric. I'd be
father and son T-Rexes.
Very worried about it, but I get the thing.
You're not Bane. You're just a little Jimmy.
Where's he getting that venom? He's pumped through, and even then that feels weird. But when you get to it, is it going to be one of those where Bane's like, listen, I just like being here and fighting things. Like, just stop bothering me. Just, I'm sorry what happened with old Alfred. City of Bane, kind of a mistake. I shouldn't have done that, Batman. Kind of sorry I was behind all that. Your wedding I ruined. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But hey, let bygones be bygones. Actually, what he should say is, listen, since we had our little problem, right? You have lost the city about 12 times. Go bother somebody else. Like, hey, I ain't no Joker or all these other. Go get the magistrate. Aren't they around?
The idea of Bane being here might have something to do with what happened to his daughter, the clone version of him, Vengeance, and being a program, being a weapon, because that would at least give them something to talk about, the idea of being a father to somebody and not being able to be their best.
I just think they're going to play the idea that he's going off somewhere where he could just fight things and be Bane. I don't know. I heard after this, you get another call. Maya's like, remember that other thing I was looking into? The magistrate, they're on Gem World. And then we're off to there. We'll do everything. Who could be on Skitaris?
Magistrate's done.
I know. Riddler, Skitaris. Oh, no. Oh,
He's got that Zur-En-Arr in his brain?
Yeah, Zur-En-Arr, he's off. Where else do you hate? I don't know. The Shower. That would be for me. That was a joke. What would you give this?
I would give this a fuck you 5. Everything about this book is a disappointment because it just comes to an end without any real explanation, and when they're constantly going back and forth through what the explanation is, you realize, oh, Joshua Williamson doesn't even know, and we're just fucking throwing things at the wall to see if they stick, and nothing fucking stuck.
No, that he keeps doing this, though. Like, he makes up things at the end, and because of that, Eric, I'm 2. Hey, fuck you 5. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you for always telling it as it is. Sammy, he doesn't mince words. He's right to it, and he tells you what is going on. Eric.
Weird science
is the revolution.